I suppose I may as well just ask you some stuff. Oh, cheers.
Wrecking the gaff.
Wrecking the place. I suppose I may as well just ask you some of the stuff they asked you in the other podcast because no one fucking heard it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I wanted people to know about was about the heavy metal thing, boy.
Yeah.
That's where you fucking started, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically. That's when things got serious, like.
Yeah?
With music, like, yeah.
You were playing guitar.
I was playing guitar, yeah. And I played in a few bands kind of when I was a teenager and whatever. But this was the first like thing where it was myself and my buddy started the band and kind of really applied ourselves to it and the whole process of writing and like creating our own sound and doing something different and making something really heavy as well. But yeah, it was good. Like we put out a few EPs and we toured around the country a few times. We got to open for like bands from international bands that we loved. Like it was good. Like, and I was like 18, 19, 20, 21 kind of when all that was going on, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is what happens. Like you just get to play with bands who've like inspired you and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's a funny thing like with even like in 2013 when I was doing Speculativ Fiktion, like I put out my EP and there was a week where I opened for Mortal Technique and then 9 days later I opened for Danny Brown in Dublin.
Jesus
and
Christ,
it just continued. I think, oh yeah, this just happens. Like,
yeah.
And then I went quiet for a couple of years and I was like, oh, and when I came back I was like, all right, you don't just get handed stuff. It's just
it don't work like
there
that.
was work gone into it. That's why it happened. But it
yeah,
was still like, oh, I was like, yeah, this is the normal thing. Like, but yeah, the metal, like, kind of went off it. Yeah, but yeah, it was. Yeah, just learned a lot. Just spent a lot of time writing and putting music together. And
Were you writing all the songs for the band?
I wrote the good chunk of the music, and then we jam it out and finish it up. But I wasn't actually I did vocals, but I wasn't the main vocalist in that band, which suited me fine at the time. And even I'd sang in a few like kind of bands that were just for a laugh with my buddies when we were teenagers, but it was still, I wouldn't have said I was a singer, like. And then I did music there for 3 years in Stefanefa a few years back, and I just kind of ended up being asked to sing all the songs, and now I'm like actually making a living singing, like. So
David fucking Bowie, boy.
yeah, but
You're David Bowie, like, what's the crack? That's fucking cool, like.
yeah. It's good, alright, I love it.
Excuse me. So what was the transition then from heavy metal to from playing guitar and singing in a heavy metal band to being a rapper?
Yeah, it's a mad one, like, especially things weren't people, not that there was nobody who'd like listen to metal and rap, like lots of people do, but
I do.
It's not like it is now. It's way more acceptable for everyone just to listen to whatever, like, because everything's available. Like,
if you ask people, people just say they listen to everything, like.
And it's not like it wasn't like that, but it wasn't. I think like rap wasn't as weird as well back then. Like, there's way more weird dark stuff now.
Yeah,
and,
there is,
but basically, yeah, what happened was I just somehow ended up messing around making beats, sample beats. I was probably listening to a bit of Beastie Boys at the time and trying to make stuff that sounded like that, and then I was like, geez, I better try rap on this stuff. And then at the same time I was, the metal and the alternative rock and punk and stuff, I was so into that, like, and I suppose kind of in the scene and into like underground music and finding new interesting music and stuff. And the same thing, I listened to a bit of rap as a teenager, and but the rock thing was that was my main interest. But like as the years went on, like I got more into hip hop, and basically I did the equivalent of what I did with metal. Like I just got so into like underground hip hop and like experimental hip hop and just weird all like and just straight kind of 90s hip hop too, like just. But yeah, I was like, right, if there's all this metal out there with this vibe in this underground feel, there must be hip hop that's the same. And I found it, and it just inspired me, and I was like, I want to make this.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
Was there any Irish rappers that you were listening to that made you like think like, oh shit, I can do it too, like?
Yeah, like, so I'd say
would you have been listening to, like?
I'd already started, but I do remember like when I heard Lethal Dialects LD50 Part 2, like I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like I just remember it was one of the big musical like kind of experiences in my life. I was just like, it just flicked a few switches in my head. And then Sons Phonetic as well put out their album, like, and it's the 12 Labours album, like, and it was just such a well crafted album, and the sound, I was like, it really had an impact on me. Like, it was like, these guys have a sound, like the beats and everything. Like, Mook produced most of the stuff, and you're just like, I don't know. That's the difference. Like, just big impact on me. And then, you know, there was other heads around. Like, I remember Sayo had some great tunes in those days as well. I loved. And sure, I used to be listening to Class A's and everything, and but like, once, you know, there was still that thing, I guess, even though I didn't realise it at the time. You know, I listened to all this, you know, underground, international, like mostly American hip hop and stuff that really inspired me. But it was, and then I was like, you know,
what were you listening to? Just sort of a personal thing.
Loads. I was so immersed in it, no man, at that time.
Yeah,
because it was like, you know, I used to listen to Tupac and Beastie Boys and whatever, like passing, like when I was younger. But this was just like a new world I'd found. Like, Jesus. So I was finding all this, you know, indie hip hop and stuff. But then I was also catching up on, like, I'd say the first time I properly listened to Wu-Tang Clan, I could have been like 20, like, when I actually sat down and was like, I'm going to listen to this now.
Yeah.
So, like,
Wu-Tang,
Wu-Tang, like, what an influential band, like.
They're fucking unreal, boy. It actually,
I think I got a ticket for that gig.
The
my friend got me one.
Shit, boy.
I hope I got to check if I've no gigs. I can't.
I'd like to go, but see, the only reason I go would be to see Wu-Tang. Like, I'm not really the biggest fan of Public Enemy or De La Soul. Like,
I'd say all the same. I'd say the lads will put on some show. Like,
oh yeah, no,
like,
it would be.
Show will be something to see. Like,
it would be fucking unbelievable to see it. Like, it's a fucking once in a
lifetime
thing.
It's like seeing Wu-Tang in that size stage as well. Like, I saw them right at Forbidden Fruit a few years ago, but it was on, you know, some of them weren't there. And I was gutted, man. I was away working in America when they played the Savoy.
I know, I was just gonna say, but they played the fucking Savoy. Like, that's fucking mental.
Yeah? I was like,
yeah, I was over 18s. I think I was too young to go.
Yeah. Oh man.
Fucking.
I'd say that was just legendary. Like, apparently, like, people are still talking about, like, Method Man. I know, just killed it. I heard, like,
Mathematic, but I still talks to me about it. But, like, you know what I mean?
It's cool though, like, Wu-Tang played in the Savoy.
I know, boy, that's unreal. Like,
that's historical. Like.
We already had Nirvana.
Yeah, boy.
It's fucking lethal. Like, we had some Deus and Axe here all the same.
Yeah, man.
The Prodigy.
Yeah.
Got some sad news in the old music industry today by poor fucking Keith Flint from The Prodigy.
What's going on?
Passed away over the weekend of an apparent suicide, which is a cunt. First time I heard of Prodigy was the Firestarter video, and that was Keith Flint all out. Like,
that stuff is art, man. Those videos, and, like, you know, just thinking about Firestarter and, like, the tune "Smack My Bitch Up" and all the just even the videos. The lads look freaky, and you're like, oh
shit, we have a phone call.
Turn the phone on silent. I'll call you back in a while, ma'am.
Mammy ringing you.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, like,
the
you know, even like people like the Antwerp and
yeah,
like, there'd be nobody like them without Prodigy. Like,
nah,
you know, it's kind of different music, but it's from the same.
It's fucking.
World, like.
It was very different, but they were way ahead of their time. Like,
yeah, man.
The Smack My Bitch Up video, like, was it's a full on movie. Like, it has a twist and all at the end. Like, you know what I mean? It's fucking unreal, right?
One of the albums, like, I don't know, in the last 10 or 12 years, he just produced the whole thing. He was in bed. He might have been sick or something, like, and he just produced the whole thing on his laptop in a few weeks in bed, like.
Jesus Christ, boy.
It's crazy, like. That's it though, like, it doesn't. I don't know.
They were fucking amazing, boy, and their performances were out of this world altogether. I saw him in the Marquee in 2009.
Class.
With me old man. It was fucking decent, boy.
I wish I went to
some
that.
show, boy.
I saw Fateless right in the Marquee when I was like 18.
Yeah. Fateless were good.
Some condition at that, like.
There
was some glazed eyes and topless fellas walking around.
By at the Prodigy gig, there was fellas dressed in the fucking like bodysuits that they wore in the Outer Space video with the masks and shit. There was boys walking around the Marquee in them, like, it was fucking unreal, boy.
That's cool.
It was savage.
Jeez, yeah, it's terrible though, man, isn't it? It's absolute, like, it's just terrible, like.
Nah, it's very sad, boy. God love him.
It just shows, like, you know, people, you know, it's kind of a cliche now at this stage, but, like, you know, you might be famous, you might be, like, artistically fulfilled and stuff, but, like, it seems to me like these people actually have more problems than a lot of people, like, you know, Chester Bennington.
Oh no.
You know, what's his name?
My man from Soundgarden, I can't remember his name.
Chris Cornell.
There was the Robin Williams, boy. I always go back to Robin Williams, boy. That's fucking.
Yeah.
That still shocks me to this day, like.
Yeah,
He was so fucking out there and energetic and
unbelievable, like,
happy, like, and one of the fucking funniest comedians ever, like.
and just a fantastic serious actor as well, like.
Exactly, like, do you know what I mean?
That's fucking. What's the fucking tune? What's the? Jesus, my brain. I've had a few late nights on that.
You're alright, bye.
Jesus, what's the one with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck?
Oh, Good Will
Good Will
Hunting.
Hunting, yeah.
Fucking
What
unreal.
a show, man.
Did you ever see Bicentennial Man?
Yeah, man, that's a mad one.
When he was the
They've watched that
robot.
in years.
Fucking unreal. But I used to love that when I didn't see that in years either. But I used to love it when I was younger. But go on now, what are we gonna say there?
I love science fiction. You might be able to tell there.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, we're in Spick. Alright, Spick. We're inside
Speak
Specs
fiction.
room. And there's loads of like Star Wars and
Space Odyssey.
Space Odyssey.
Even though Star Wars, it's in space, but it's not so much science fiction. It's like fantasy, like.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I do like
yeah.
heavy science fiction movies, like
Star Wars is decent.
Star Wars.
What's your favourite science fiction movie?
2001: A Space Odyssey.
I never seen it.
It's class, man. It was 50 years of it there last year, and I went to see it in the Triskel, man. I was emotional, like.
Yeah, Jesus
It's a
Christ.
powerful film, like.
Fuck.
It's one of the best movies. Like, a lot of people have it as the best movie of all time, like.
Oh really?
And
Oh, shit,
also
boy,
Stanley
I should
Kubrick
see
who
that, boy.
directed it, man. They say that he
I know Stanley
was involved in
Kubrick.
the moon landing, you know, faking moon
Yeah,
landing footage.
yeah.
And if you watch this movie, it was the year before, and like it looks better than most of the science fiction movies that have come out since. And they're
Really?
like, they made this in 1968, and you're like, yeah,
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
it's kind of mental, like. They're like, he definitely had some backing there to make this and to make the stuff look so
Yeah,
good. And you're
fuck.
like, yeah.
Maybe
If they wanted to fake the moon landing footage, this was the man to do it, like.
maybe I need to see this movie. By fucking hell.
But it's a class movie. It's way out there, man. It's like, it's weird, like. It's great though, like. It's, the pace is strange and like it's not, but it's, I just think if you just let yourself go into it, like, you'll just be lost in it, man.
You just have to get
There's
immersed
a
in it,
lot
like
of silence in it too, man. It's freaky.
really?
Like, they really get the space thing down, like.
decent.
Basically, there's some famous, you probably know a bit of it, like, basically there's kind of 3 parts in it, but in the main story there's 2 lads. I think they're heading to Mars. Is it Jupiter or Mars? I can't even remember. It's supposed to be my favourite film, but anyway. And just 2 lads, and they've been on their ship for 6 months, and they have a computer, or like a artificial intelligence computer, and it's so mad, man. Like, it was so on point, like where they were with the, you know, it was you know, they were talking to it whenever, and it would help them and stuff. But basically, the computer starts doing its own thing, like.
Jesus Christ.
And there's a clip where
That's 100% relevant today with all the AI and shit that's going on now.
but it's like Siri, man. That's exactly what he's like. And they have a skit there where they've dubbed it on the internet. Excuse me. But the lad gets locked out in his little pod, trying to rescue another fella, and Hal is the name of the computer. Like,
Is this
he's
the,
like,
the,
open the pod
the
bay doors, Hal. I can't do that, Dave. But someone's dubbed it. Hal, open the pod bay doors, and playing Break On Through by the Doors. Hal, Hal. And then he starts, there are 5 million restaurants in your area. And he's like, Hal. Very good.
is that the thing? It's like a red light,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Where's the DVD? Look.
Do you ever see do you remember Recess from years ago?
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie oh fuck, what was it by? There when it was summer and they found out that the fucking government were doing some shit in their school. I can't remember what the name of the movie was. But it was a Recess movie anyway but they had like a version. They have like a version of Hal in it,
It's
like
probably in Family Guy, and like I'd say it's been a lot of stuff. The famous thing is there's that song, or the like classical piece, like I don't know what the name is, but the translation of the song is like The Triumph of Man or something like that, but it's that, you know,
yeah.
and that's from that, like, that's where
Oh,
people take
really?
the piss out of it. Yeah,
Fuck.
it's cool though, man. It's some film, like, man, it really
I'll
is.
definitely
Like,
have to watch it now, right? Here, bye. Did you see we were talking about it the last time. Did you see fucking Into the Spider-Verse? Yeah.
no, man.
Oh, I've
And I
only
was
seen it the
going to
other
go,
day.
like, I go to the cinema on my own, like, it's one of my favourite things to do, like, and I was like, I can't go to that, like, it's a child's film, like.
But I watched the
It's
other
getting
day.
5 out of 5 stars, man.
It's
Like,
fucking brilliant, bye.
because I remember I saw it pop up first, and I saw the real early trailer where it was just your man meets Peter Parker or whatever, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And then I saw there was all these weird characters in it. I was like, what are they at? And then when I saw that clip, and Peter Parker's like, this can't get any weirder. And the pig like, it can get weirder. I was like, oh my god, I want to see this film.
Boy,
Like,
it's fucking brilliant, boy.
in theory, you're like, that makes no sense. Why would they make a movie like that? And it's supposed to be unreal. Like,
It's I have to say, boy, it's
And
fucking
Nicolas Cage
amazing,
is
boy.
in it.
Nicolas Cage, boy, plays noir
kind of-
Spider-Man,
oh,
boy,
man.
and it's fucking perfect, boy. The voice acting is perfect for it. It's the comedian John Mulaney who plays
Yeah.
Spider Pig or Spider Ham.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker, yeah, boy.
That's funny, man.
Um,
On a side note, Clerk 5 is down in Cork there recently, and I was saying if it was totally influenced by hearing about that character, and I was like, if Sam was a pig, he'd be called Ham Lavery, and his rap name would be Pork 5.
I fucking love it. Did he like it? Did you say it to him?
Yeah, he thought, yeah.
Did he not like it?
He did it right, yeah, he did. Our whole, like, most of our conversations are just 99% sarcastic. So it was just like, oh yeah, nice one.
Sound. Thanks for that. But it is a fucking decent film,
Have
though,
to
boy.
see it, man.
In the
Have they
first
left it open, like?
Ha-
Have they left
for
it,
another
like,
one?
Yeah.
They can if they want to,
Yeah,
like,
they-
yeah. I do. They
It'd be a
don't.
bit
They don't
confusing
need
making
one.
multiple animated Spider-Man movies when there's live action ones.
Yeah.
Oh man, Far From Home, man.
It looks fucking
Oh.
unreal, by don't they?
Yeah.
By
Looks
Sam
so
Mysterio,
good.
by I shat my pants.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Do
you,
you,
now,
ever,
by
you know Kevin Smith?
yeah,
Do you ever watch his reactions, man? He'd be nearly crying watching these
I
things.
seen him sometimes.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, they got the fucking fishbowl. Yes, yes. I'm fucking crying here, man.
Yeah, nah, but it
What a
looks
time we
fucking.
live in.
It looks decent, and is it the elements or the elementals
Oh yeah.
are gonna be the villains?
Oh, is that what they are? I was wondering because
Yeah.
it's like, is that Sandman? Then or like, who's the
Hydra, you
water?
have the water. Hydra's. The only one I know really is Hydra. That's the
Oh, yeah.
water one.
You know, I think Hydra was actually created in the animated series before the comics. I
Really?
think so, yeah.
The only one that I know about that is
That's
Harley
like
Quinn.
Harley Quinn. She,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was only made for the Batman animated series. Like, she was never a character,
Mr. J.
which was fucking that fucking series.
Ben
bye.
is gone, man. Ben is gone.
Ben is gone.
Ben Affleck.
I know, bye. Fuck. Bye. I'm fucking.
I don't care.
I'm
I-
devastated, bye.
I never watched any of those movies and I was like, this is class, to be fair. And I wasn't mad about Batman vs Superman, but I thought there was some of the most amazing stuff in the movie. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus, that was
That
cool.
fucking that warehouse scene, by when he's fucking
Yeah.
baiting the boys, like, is fucking one of the best action
I
scenes
think like
in a
they
fucking.
could, like, yeah, it was good, like, and they just, but it's, you know what it is, it's all studio interference, and like, you just need to let the people make the movies and they'll do them right. And,
Should have
like,
started off by with him writing, directing, and acting in it, like.
and it just makes it like when all this stuff gets leaked and there's a leak after leak. Oh, he's writing and directing it. Oh no, he's not starring in it. Oh no, he's not directing it. And you're like,
Yeah.
what are they doing? It just makes them sound like they're clueless. Like,
They probably
and that
don't
must
have
be
any
really
idea what they're
disheartening for
doing.
everyone involved. They're like, Jesus, we look like fucking fools, and our movies aren't getting received as well as we hoped. And like, I don't know. Justice League, no, I don't know. Again, I had moments, but I was like, I definitely preferred Batman versus Superman.
What,
It was
for
like,
Justice
oh,
League?
we can't make it. People are going against the dark thing, so now we're just going to totally flip the tone. But you can see, like, they started filming it as a dark thing. Like, even all the vibe of their clothes is like kind of dark, like, and then
It
they
is,
just make it
yeah.
a bit brighter. And Henry Cavill's fucking moustache, man. Jesus Christ! Did you see some fella did the same thing with like free software from online, and he did a way better job at getting rid of the
Yeah,
moustache?
I seen it.
And you're
I
like,
fucking seen
lads,
it.
some people must be
terrible, like.
getting abuse, like, from the crowd there, like, I don't know.
100%.
But I mean, that's like the fact that your man, you know, it was schedule conflicts and stuff with like Mission Impossible. They went away and he filmed Superman with a fucking moustache
I
on his
know.
face, and then
He could have just shaved his mustache. Like, a mustache can grow back in a couple of weeks. Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. I suppose it's like contractual stuff, like.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see that Mission Impossible movie? I didn't watch it, but
Yeah, I watched that. Right? It's good enough, boy.
good.
Yeah.
You know what,
It's
man?
Mission
I like
Impossible,
Henry
like.
Cavill. Like, I like him. I know.
I like him too.
I'd
I
like to
think
see him do
he's-
other stuff. Like, even though I didn't see the Mission Impossible movie, like, I saw a few clips, like, in the trailer, and I was like, he looks cool in this. Like,
No, but he
looks
was
like
like,
a
he was
badass,
fucking
like.
decent.
I think he'd be a way better villain. Like, Superman is just. They definitely need to do something else with that character in the movies, like, because
They
the
could-
whole thing of Superman is he's like you know, they obviously create conflicts with him in the stories and stuff, but he's still like
He's still a good
the
fella at the
nice
end of the day, like.
guy, and it's like, what do you do with that? Like,
Yeah, because
when he comes in and he goes, justice, and he punches your man, I was like, ooh, no, that's too much now. Like.
Stop it.
Did you watch Aquaman? I didn't watch that either.
Yeah,
Was
went
it
to
good?
see it in the cinema. Fucking brilliant, boy. Very good.
Captain Marvel's out on Friday, man.
Is it? Is it
I
this
think so,
Friday?
yeah, and I'm off for
Fuck.
once.
I'm gonna be in
Definitely going
Liverpool.
to it. Oh man, I can't wait.
Go on Liverpool. I'm gonna go on Liverpool.
And
Out of
then Endgame is next month. Like,
Endgame, boy. I
Next
can't
month.
fucking wait, boy.
this is like one of the most
Anticipated movies ever.
of history. Like,
Ever. It
it
has to
really
be, like,
is. Like,
It's fucking scary, boy. Did you just see the trailer?
the new one.
Yeah.
What happens in it again?
Fuck,
I saw the
couldn't
one
even think off the top of my
where
head.
they don't let too much away, and then like they have a clip with Ant-Man at the end, and
I know. I'd
is
love to
there
know
no
what
one
happened there.
sister is?
I
And
don't know.
you're
I
like,
don't know
what's
if that's
happening?
it.
Like, and you're like, how are they going to make this Spider-Man crack work? And but the thing with Marvel, you know, you can predict, oh, there's going to be a timeline thing. But with them, you actually don't know how they're going to settle it up.
I know.
How is Black Panther going to come back? Is it like you don't know? They might make something where it's an alternate. You don't even know. Like,
I know.
they're definitely gonna do-
It's actually scary. Like, it's actually
no one's
scary.
going to predict what they're going to do. Like, you know, it's people have all these theories, but like they'll probably just do something else then. Like, you know?
The only theory that's believable is like the one where
quantum realm stuff as well
is
with Ant-Man.
is where they go back in time and do
Yeah.
the whole New York thing again.
Yeah, that'd be cool too, man.
It'd be
Jesus,
fucking
man, I
sick.
still, even though he didn't die in the movie, when Thanos stabbed Tony Stark, I was just like,
Oh, I bye.
Jesus,
Bye,
man.
seen the cinema by
That
and
was-
like
everyone was just like,
the play. Yeah, by everyone just
like,
gasped.
oh my god, people were crying like.
There was just absolute silence. By it was mad. By I cried
And
alright when Peter Parker died.
You know
to
what,
be
man?
fair.
That, for some reason, I don't know why, but that just didn't. I was like, all right. I was like, it was because I was probably like, well, he's not, he's not dead, like. I was like, but
yeah,
even though like
Nah, it got
he's
me,
so
to be
good,
fair.
man. That version of Spider-Man,
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, man,
It's
is
fucking
the
sick.
whole
boy.
thing they've done with that.
It's
Spider-Man
fucking sick.
Homecoming is fantastic. Your man was
Homecoming
so
is
good as,
very good. By
what's his name?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, man. He was on
The Vulture.
I watched Birdman again there recently. Did you ever watch Birdman?
I watched a bit of it, but I couldn't keep up with it. By
It's weird enough, right? I think it's great though. He's played Batman, Birdman, and
the Vulture.
the Vulture. Like,
Yeah,
it's great. Like,
he's played 3 different
referencing
parts.
himself, kind of, like, yeah.
It's hilarious. He's a decent actor, though.
He's brilliant. Did you ever see Spotlight?
Oh, and
It's based on a true thing, and it was the Boston Globe newspaper, and he's headed this like investigative journalism team. Like, and basically the movie is about there was a lot of abuse like with the Catholic Church over there, and they it was a true story, like, and they like the cases have been buried and stuff like since the 70s and 80s, and the lads just like out it all, and the place, you know, like the thing was the place is so religious still at that time, and everything was like it was like 2000 or something when this took place, and it was good though. There's a good cast in the two, like, but it's like, yeah, nothing like Spider-Man Homecoming, like different different film, obviously. Like,
Do you ever see
Michael Keaton's good though, man.
Do you ever see The Founder?
No. Oh, it's McDonald's one, is it? No, I
Did you
never
see that?
saw it.
Boy, it's very good, boy. He's fucking brilliant in that, boy.
He's so good, man. Michael Keaton is class.
Mad, boy.
Remember-
It was 2 boys, boy, who fucking 2 brothers or 2 buddies or something, boy, that just opened a restaurant called McDonald's, like.
Yeah.
And then Michael Keaton's character, I can't remember his actual name, boy, but just came in and just kind of took over from the boys and like left them with nothing and made fucking McDonald's like of what we know it by.
That's crazy.
It's
man.
mad, by. But like the way the Fiend worked, by, like he had a chalk, by, and he'd like write down like all where the different parts in the kitchen there, we say.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
He was,
he'd have
and he
like
was creating like franchise restaurants like the way they are with like
Yeah,
fast
boy.
food restaurants. It probably wasn't done like that before that point.
nah,
like,
by that's what I'm saying, by, and he'd like bring out all his staff and have them full on like it was like a dance, by the way they had to like move around like the kitchen and the way he'd make them do it, by, or just on the chalk practicing, like.
That's
fucking
cool,
mad, by. Fucking mad.
That's class.
Very good. It was very
Man,
good.
we'll have
now,
to do
be
some
fair.
kind of movie review show on the side, I think.
Think so?
Yeah, man. We could talk about
We've
this
been
stuff all day.
talking about nothing but movies, alright?
Like, I know.
Jesus. But yeah, like watch not Homecoming. Watch
Founder.
that and Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, I'll have to watch it.
Because
it's still in the cinema, like.
Is it?
It's in some places.
Fucking
It was
hell.
there anyway last week. Like I'd be checking the cinema nearly every week.
I just watched it online. Very good.
Did I watch any other good movies now? I
It
saw
is a
a few
very good
movies now
movie.
this year so far. There's a little one coming out called Destroyer with Nicole Kidman, but she's like some undercover cop or something, like, but she looks looking haggard and everything in it, and it's so dark. And you know who's in it?
I think I might have seen something about that already.
Your man who plays Winter Soldier, what's his name?
The thing who looks like a young Mark Hamill.
Yeah. What's his fucking name again? I'll remember in a minute.
I can't remember. I don't
He's
know.
in it too, like, but it looks good, like, and they're saying it's like a career-defining movie, like,
Fucking hell, man.
for her, like. And,
Jesus.
I think Nicole Kidman was in some good films, man. To be honest, like.
Yeah, but I thought she like already made a name for herself.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, she's like, probably one of the biggest like female movie stars of all time. Like, isn't it bad? Like, if it was a fella, we just say movie star. Like, we're still
yeah, I know.
but that's the way
For
it
the
is. Like,
sexist world we live in.
yeah.
But look, that's the world we live in. Right, we'll go back to your music, will we?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about your music and shit. Effigies, by how did you end up working with Mr. Mankey?
Yeah. So I bumped into Dahi a few times when Dahi's like more than 10 years younger than me. Like,
The first time I met that, he
And,
was at one of the lifestyles.
Yeah.
That was in
You saw
Camden Palace. I think he was like 16 at that stage.
yeah, man. That's it. Like
I still have some of your curry left over.
yeah, tasty old 3-bean curry there, man.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love tasty curries. Yeah, Mankey, I wonder was the first time. I think I bumped into him once. I think he was doing this kind of this mix thing he'd put out every couple of months or something called Firepoint, and he was probably like 15 at the time, of like Irish hip hop, just doing himself like as a fan, like, and
Just put together tunes, is it?
yeah. And I think I can't even remember, but I'm just piecing things together. I think he might have messaged me and said, is it okay to use one of your tunes? This I was like, yeah, man, work with it. And then I was up when Dawn Flop came to Dublin there. The last time probably any of that stuff happened. I went up to that with Manic, and I was at the bar, and this young lad came over and he was telling me, yeah. And I was like, I was probably sleep deprived for some reason, like I am today, like, and a bit out of it, like, and after a couple of pints, and I was like, alright. And he was talking away, and I was like, who the hell is this fella, like? And then I copped after. I was like, oh, that's that fella who I copped the mix and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's your man. And then another time, then he came down to, so that was like, that was the first kind of proper conversation I had with him, even though I was like I was somewhere else, like. And then
Did you know
he
who
probably
you were
didn't
talking
even
to?
notice, like. And then he came down one time. This is hilarious. Like, me and we like, there was a fella, Dennis. He's from Kinsale. He's a DJ. He also runs a clothes printing crowd down there. He does these funny clothes. Area is the brand. You probably see him pop up online sometimes, and like, his things are all puns. Like, there's a t-shirt, like, getting sidetracked here, but it'll all make sense. You know, he has a t-shirt and it says nice, and then there's a swan, a boy and a swan. Nice one, boy.
Oh,
Nice swan, or something like it.
I like it.
And
Nice one, boy.
but yeah, he was just doing a launch in Mad for his brand, like, and there was a couple of us rapping, and Justin was there, I think. But he literally came down from Milltown, Malbay, like, on the bus for the day, just to watch us rapping in the corridor. And people were just like walking past us, and he was just like, you know, he loved that stuff.
He
like,
loves
was so
it, but
into
he's an
man.
absolute fan of it, like.
And then and what's so cool now is he's like, like, if there was a version of Mankey when he, like, 5 years ago, and he was young, he would love Mankey, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what's so cool about it. Like,
100%.
he was into that stuff, and he's like, but yeah. So then he and me and Justin, like, just me, were there, and we went for a bit of munch with him, and we went looking at records, like, and you know, he's just very he was only, he's probably like 16 or something, like, if he could have been 15, like, but he was just so knowledgeable about stuff. And I think he'd been up, you know, they do the scratch games there in Galway every year that a load of lads go up there, and I play there sometimes, and it's a huge thing, like, I'm telling you, man,
I was never there,
we should
but
go
I'd
there this
love
year,
to go
'cause
for it, alright, boy.
I don't want to be jumping to conclusions, like, but there's talk the last couple of years, like, that it's going to end, like, and it's on this year, but I wouldn't count on it any other year, like.
Fuck.
But it's like Easter weekend, we might, like, I asked the lads, could I play, like, so I'd probably, it all depends on my schedule now, like, with other gigs and stuff, but if I'm going up, man, book the day off and we go up.
Yeah, but let's do it, boy.
There's nothing like it, man. It's one of the best things I've ever gone to out of a festival or
Really?
gigs ever, like anywhere in the world. I've been to huge festivals. There's nothing like this inside in this pub in Galway, like in the beer house.
Boy,
It's
let's do
crazy,
it,
man.
so, boy.
The best scratch DJs in the world, just random Irish rappers, and everyone's just like having an absolute laugh. And it's in Galway, and then you get up in the morning the next day hungover, and you go down to the water. And last year we were there last year, and there was the food festival and all. We're like, this is lethal.
Fuck
Like,
off.
and it's just such a good buzz there, man. They're just the nicest people as well. Everyone, like, the pub would be jammers, like.
Let's do it, boy.
But yeah. Anyway, I think he'd been up there too. Like,
Me,
so
you, the goalies and Gatch, boy. Let's do it.
Up, man. Yeah, we got to get a tune done. We will. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
like.
we have to do that too.
We will. We just at this stage we just need to make a track.
Yeah,
And
just
then
one song.
Just
one song. All we need
But,
to do.
But basically, yeah, that, and so the scratch games would be more people kind of in my circle, like, that I'd know through our kind of west of Ireland weird rap thing, like, and he knew all them, and he was fans of all them, and so he was kind of around.
Yeah.
And then he used to ask me, like, can I send you beats for your opinion? And it's funny, like, because I've got way back into making beats recently, like, but there was a good few years there, man, where I barely made anything in the whole year. And but at that time, I guess I was still regarded as a beat maker, like. And he was like, oh, can I send you some stuff for your opinion? I was like, yeah, man. And he used to send me beats, and I was like, I knew from the get-go, I was like, geez, there's something, this guy's just going for this atmosphere here,
Yeah,
like that.
something like, yeah.
He hears something. And then I remember one day he just sent me a beat, and I was like, dude, you've got there, like, you've got. And I was like, and then no time, then I was like, just feeling so useless as a beat maker, listening to what he was doing, and I wasn't making any more beats. I was like, Jesus. And then he was like, I have this track here, I'm putting an EP together, some instrumental stuff, some rappers, like most of the Limerick heads, and that song was ended up being ill-fated from the character development EP that he put out, which is just like,
it's amazing.
Obviously I'm on a track, but all that aside, like, I think it's one of the best, most interesting Irish hip-hop things
That's
there
the
was
perfect
ever
word
made, man.
for it there.
That's
It's
up there with,
interesting.
even though, again, like, I rapped on a tune, but that thing has had an impact on me the same way LD50 Part 2 did, Sons Phonetic did. Just like a solid release that has a vision and like a sound and an atmosphere and just does something different, and is Irish too, like, but not even necessarily Irish. It's just these people from wherever they're from being totally them.
Yeah.
And just like, I don't know, it's so good. Like, you John DK, who's strange, but I know, like, and as well, and same D, man, those lunatics like Hazy. What a legend.
They're unreal, boy.
But yeah, so that's the first. And what was cool about that too, man, that project, like, that he was like, oh, Sam D and Jonan are going to be on it. And I was like, right, I'll have to. Like, my thing, I'm always confident. Lyrics, I'm good at lyrics. Like, I make interesting lyrics all the time. But back then, and I'd scrapped a couple of EPs up to, or like, EPs worth of material up to that point. I hadn't released the proper thing in a couple of years because I was just like, nah, I'm in a rut here. I'm just rapping the same flows. And I was like, what's the point? And then he sent me that beat, and I knew the lads were going to be on the EP. And I was like, right, I need to put some time into this. And it was it was just, faster flows, and it started off really slow, and I just put work into the flows and stuff, and
it's fucking decent.
And I was like, right, there's no going back now, and like, then fast forward later to Effigies, like, every song has a different, some of it's spoken, some of it's like straight rap, some of it is like multis and like weird dropouts, and every song has a completely different approach with flows. Like,
it's a very different EP,
and that's, as much as it's me, like, he had a big influence on the rapping too. Like, there were some lyrics I didn't finish intentionally, and when we went and recorded the EP, like, there was like a kind of hook thing at the end of that song. What the hell is the song called? I can't remember.
I think it's your own song.
Life is short, gotta give thanks. What the hell's the name of the song? Anyway, whatever that song's called, the hook. Jesus, I'm tired. Like that, he co-wrote that with me pretty much. He gave me kind of flow ideas, and I was like, yeah, man, stuff I wouldn't have come up with. And the same then, like, I'd have suggestions for him when he's producing and stuff, but it works because that's there, but we still know who's doing their thing. Like, he's producing, I'm rapping, but then it is collaborative at the end of it as well. Yeah, it's really good. And we record together, and he'll make suggestions. And it's funny, I listened to that EP now, and I'm like, geez, I could have done so much stuff tighter on that, but there's a vibe and an energy to it that is just, you can't replicate. Like,
no, you can't match it, by it's fucking unreal, by.
And again, I think we did something different. Like
you can tell as
There's
well
no
that
other
there's
hip-hop
proper like
that, like in Ireland, or you know, and
Yeah.
not in an arrogant way. Like I'm just like, there's probably, you know, you can probably compare it to stuff like, but I'm like, as a project, that's its own nice little thing. Like the same way character development was with him. Like I love it. I
Yeah.
love making little projects. Like tracks are fun and stuff, but I love. It's just very satisfying having an EP or an album that has a vibe to it, even if it doesn't have a story the whole way through. It has like it's bound together by something. Like it's got a tone. Like I don't know. That's what I'm all about, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can tell as well by even watching you perform, because I know that Mankey does
Yeah, he DJs a good bit.
DJs for you as well sometimes. But you can tell that there's a vibe from the two of you. But that's just,
And we're both into just weird.
it's
like,
sick. But yeah, you're both into fucking weird shit. Like
and what's so good? No man, like there's some stuff I've heard that he is coming out there. Like that's just out of this world. Like there's
Yeah.
a tune you actually like it. It was played a couple of places, but it's not released properly, and it's, you know, so Clerk 5 has an EP coming out, produced by Mankey, like,
Yeah.
very soon. Popstar, like with the 2 hours. But
Pop
there's a
star.
track, man. They've a video done for it and everything, and it's got Aswell on it as
I
well.
like Aswell,
Man, it's absolute fucking fire. Like it's fucking unbelievable.
yeah, boy.
Like the beat is frightening, and the lads just go in and they have a video done. Basically, Clerk. That's why he's called Clerk 5. He works in a bowling alley, like. And
Oh,
they
serious?
It's up in the bowling alley. They filmed it, like. I can't wait to see it.
Fuck.
Like, and then I haven't seen any of the video, but I know there's a lad, Steve Savage from Limerick, filmed it as well. He's a legend too, like. But yeah, I love the
That's something to look forward to.
yeah, it's good, man.
Have you seen the Somewhere in Ireland videos?
Yeah, man.
Fucking
They're
cool,
unreal.
aren't they?
It's they start dropping them in January, and you're like, woo! Like Hazy, it was so right to drop Hazy's one first.
Yeah, boy, it was. Fuck yeah, boy. That fucking tune, boy, it's so fucking, it's so much energy, boy.
That man is just like frightening, the energy that comes out of him. Like,
He's a ball of energy.
yeah,
He's a lunatic, boy. It's fucking brilliant.
He's brilliant,
It's
man.
brilliant,
He's so
boy.
good. Like, he's so good.
It comes out in everything. Like, it comes out
Not
in
even
everything he
not
does.
even that he has weaknesses, but if he even has a weakness in any aspect of what he does, you don't even notice, because everything he's good at is so good and so different. You're just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck
Do you
is
know
this? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like, that sounds wrong. No, I don't. You know, I don't mean he has weaknesses, but like he has strong.
yeah,
he
I
has
know
his
what you
strong
mean,
points,
boy.
and like
Yeah.
what he does with them is frightening. Like, frightening.
What you're saying is, like, if there was something wrong with him, you wouldn't notice it anyway, because of how fucking
yeah,
good
exactly.
it is. Like,
it's just, he's something else, man. Yeah, and so speaking of Hazy, like we put on this thing there under the name Dead Right. Like, we did a gig there a few weeks ago on the Brew.
oh yeah,
It's
boy, I was
hazy.
fucking walking by and I was freaked. I missed it.
I'm gonna try put on a few.
I seen a video though. I said it looks fucking.
Yeah.
It looked.
I mean, it was a
very-
free gig. It was Hazy, Clerk 5, Mankey, Gatch played as well, Justin DJ, just me. Free gig up in the Brew, like.
Why the fuck not?
That's
Like,
frightening, like.
that's
And I was like,
decent.
yeah, that's the job. If we can put these on, so I'm going to try put on more. Maybe like 4 a year.
Get me on one.
Yeah, but definitely you'll be on the next one.
Yes, boy. Let's
And
do
then,
it.
yeah.
See, the Lab TV are doing a little fucking gig thing now as well every couple of months.
Oh, I saw. What are they calling it? Local is mint, is
Local is mint, I
it?
think.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
In,
Is there one coming soon, or is it gone? Did I miss it?
No, there's one
I
coming
think of a gig if it's like Friday.
this weekend. I think this Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
'Cause,
So
Bob asked me to do it, but I'm not here. I'm in Liverpool.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
yeah, boy, I'd say it'll be
Good old
cool,
buzz,
boy.
like. Yeah.
They have
And that's
their own
what's
little
good too,
cool
man. There's,
following,
like, there's so much stuff. There's so much different. It just shows like how diverse rap even is, like in hip hop.
and Mark, boy, see fucking
The
Mark
lads, the
just did the
Outsiders thing,
Outsiders.
That's cool. Like,
They just did a fucking show
I
in
was
Cypress
gigging, I
Avenue.
couldn't go to it. Like, I think it would have been really impressive. Like, that's the way to do it. Like, they're like, yeah, we're just playing Cypress Avenue. We're putting on this gig,
It's
and
fucking sick, boy.
people will go. you
It's,
know?
it's decent that we have places that we can do this shit though.
Yeah, it's true, man. As well, getting, climbing up or whatever, or doing bigger gigs, and just like I said, lads putting on that. No, it's just, You just have to like believe in what you're doing and just move forward, like, and that's what everyone's doing, like.
100%. Keep putting out fucking tunes no matter
Yeah.
what they are.
And just and the more you believe in what you're doing, the more you're going to be authentic, like, and you know that's what's. And obviously, like, and you'll get better at all the aspects, like, if like. I'm not talking to you, like, I mean in general, like, whoever, you know, like, yeah.
Lesson from Spec.
I don't know. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so like, it just got me thinking as well. Yeah, like, I've been busy with a lot. Like, this is the busiest musical year I've had, and it's March, like, and mostly outside of speculative fiction stuff. Like, so I am working on stuff, but it's like.
What else are you working on? Or can you talk about?
Oh yeah, well, like the Bowie gig, of loads of other gigs. Didn't get done, but I was putting my hand at like writing a short play.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that the last time.
Didn't get it done. Like, I was, I didn't want to.
Can we talk about this pop punk thing?
Yeah, man, so me and my buddies, we're doing. Hopefully by May at the latest, we're doing this pop punk tribute, and it's gonna be funny, man. Pop Punk 101.
It's fucking sick.
We've promo recorded. We're going to film a funny video now next week for it and announce the gig. But it's like, you know, yeah, it's about that time now, man. That stuff.
It's sick. I was only listening to Sum 41 the other day.
Man, they're great. And it's that time now where people are like, yeah, you know, like say me now, I'm like 31, like, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have to like, we can laugh at it, like, but also I don't have to be like, no, I don't listen to that. It's like,
yeah,
come here. I spent like years of my teenage time listening to Green Day,
100%.
Blink. I wouldn't be into metal if I wasn't into that stuff, like, you know what I mean? That's like
true.
that stuff that leads you on the path, like, whatever.
It does. All
You
the
don't
emo
just start
shit.
listening to like technical death metal out of nowhere. Like, you need to listen to distorted guitars in a pop song first. Like. I remember, man, listening to when Pretty Fly for a White Guy came out. I was 10.
What
and
a tune!
It was a light bulb. I was like, I like this heavy guitar, like, sound, like, and I mean, yeah, what a tune. But and then I remember, like, the next year, I used to have a tape recorder, and I would literally just sit in my room all night taping off 96 FM and stuff, just taping songs, and I'd be like, no, that's a shit song, and I'd stop taping, and then I just tape again once the next song started.
Yeah.
And one night I was down at my grand's house and I was taping. Smells Like Teen Spirit came on. Maybe I'd heard it up before, but I don't know. I just remember hearing it and going, what the hell is this, like?
I love Nirvana.
What is this, like?
I fucking love Nirvana.
Yeah, man, that was another one of those moments. I'd say I recorded that song then, and I just played it back and back. I didn't even know who they were, like. I was probably like 11, like. And I was like, what is this, like? And then I just played it back and back. And that's those, like, yeah, it's funny to say, like, but literally, Pretty Fly for a White Guy and Smells Like Teen Spirit are two of the biggest impacts on my life and musically, like, sent me on the path, like. I could actually pick out like songs and albums from my life that like just were like, whoa, they just changed everything. Those were two of them. Then you had like, there's a band Mastodon, metal band. I was only saying this to someone the other day. They actually have the atmosphere and stuff. That one of their albums in particular was called Leviathan, and it's informed to everything I do musically. You know, like, just even completely different music or whatever, but just that there was some atmosphere in it. And I was like, that's what I want to create. Speculative Fiction is influenced by Mastodon hugely. Like,
Mastodon, is it?
Yeah. And I wouldn't even listen to their newer stuff that much. Not that I'm ignoring it, like, but I listen to lots of different music now. Like, whereas I was totally just in that metal world at the time, like. But like, it's mad. Like, you listen to Mastodon, you'd be like, what's he on about? But you listen closer, then you're like, like, just eerie. I don't know.
The whole vibe of Speculative Fiction, you mean, like?
Yeah, man. So there was that. Then there was Send in the Hounds by Deviant and Naive Ted. I was at a party 2 nights ago, a birthday, just over the road, with a fella. Would you know Ray Wingnut at all?
Nah.
He's Ray, like, there's a show on, I don't know if he still does it, on Spin Southwest, like Spin Alt, and like Ray, like, he's a puppeteer. He used to work with RTE on the kids shows, and now he's a primary school teacher. He's a legend, and he's just and he was running a label like called Wingnut Records, like, and but Ray, like, he knows, he's just like, it's, I don't know, I don't think he still puts stuff out, but yeah, like, Ray and Ray would know all the lads, like, and Andy, and we were just we had that record playing anyway the other night. This one, Send in the Hounds. I have it up there on the shelf somewhere, but it's basically scratch. You know, it's all just samples, scratch samples, and he just did it live, like, with a looper, and it's all weird Irish samples, and it's like nothing I've ever heard, like, and it's just amazing. I would say definitely for me, and I don't think hip hop is too limiting just to say it's just a hip hop record, but it is a hip hop record too. Like, it's just the best thing, just the most brilliant, like,
Deviant
hip hop record
master,
to come out of Ireland ever. Full stop.
Really?
Yeah, seriously, like, and I definitely know some people are listening and go, nah, but that's the whole, I don't know, but it is, like, it's amazing, like, it's just it's probably very weird, like, for some people, like, but, and that again, if you ever listen, if you took a listen to that EP now, or album, whatever it is, and then you listen to My Deadly Words EP, they're different, but you'll hear the tone, you're like, Jesus. I listened to it and I'm like, that was so influenced by what he was doing there, just like the sound of the beats, and
he's a fucking genius.
And then he actually has a beat on that. You remember the one tune I used to do with the tin whistle?
Yeah.
That was a deviant beat, like, and then I put the tin whistle over it and sang it out and rapped it.
I remember seeing you do that live, but I played a tin whistle live and recorded it
years ago, was it?
Yeah, it was
the Pav or something.
Was that
with Artie on the synth and stuff, like, or
I think so.
It was Liam. I don't know.
No, this was you on your own with a drum machine.
Class.
And
Justin probably.
A flute, probably Justin.
Yeah.
But that was the first time that I ever saw I ever met you. By first time I ever saw you live, I was you were doing that in the Pav.
You with the mohawk back then, did you?
I might have, yeah. I remember that, boy.
Oh, sorry.
That was you're not right. Yeah, that was one of the first times I saw you, and I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Class.
It was sick.
That's like, so even just thinking of that, like, what I was doing there, like, it's funny, you know, in my gigs now, I literally just rapping as a DJ. When I started off, man, I had a drummer, synth player. We was doing live beats myself as well, like, and we were just experimenting fully with it, like. And so, like, when I was recording tunes, they were probably more normal, but then the show was weirder. Whereas now, like, I've developed my sound more and what I write about, and so the music's probably more diverse and interesting, but the show is more straightforward, like.
Yeah.
So now, like, it's in my head now, like, right, it's time to take the show back to get more interesting, like.
But I remember by seeing you, because you only had, like, the fucking the drum machine and the flute by, and you full on made the beat, like, live on stage before anything even happened by, and I was just fascinated by, because I never saw nothing like that before, by, to go seeing you do it, like, it was fucking amazing, like.
Lethal.
How come? Why don't you do that no more, by?
I know. Oh, man, you know, partially it is. I used to use my laptop and I had a little controller. I have no laptop anymore. Like. I have an NPC there I bought, like, an old one, but it's bandy, like, and I can't get it going. And I'm like, yeah, me and Justin, like, Justin had his old NPC, like, and then I'd have my laptop and, like, have, you know, the samples loaded up, and we'd be doing. Do you know that song, Brother Nature? The one?
Oh yes, that is my favourite Speculativ Fiktion.
Do you know, there's
ever.
a live video of it online, like, from the Pav or whatever. But,
I've seen
like,
it. Yeah.
The beat would end, and then me and Justin would just hop in under the end of the beat, and I'd be doing drums, and he'd be chopping up the sample, like, and it was really cool, man. It was such, like, it was cool. Got to get back to doing
it.
Like.
It was just different, because there's no one in Ireland now doing that still, like.
Nah, I know, and it's not what we were doing wasn't hard, like, it was like. It was just about the feeling of it, like it wasn't anything fancy, like, but it was cool, like. I'd say the show, that's the next big thing for me, is having a real proper show from start to finish, like projections, a few more people on stage, more of that kind of stuff going on again, maybe a few musicians, like, and, like, as you know what I mean, I'm a musician myself, like, I can imagine a lot of things happening and working, and I know I'll be able to do them. It's just getting around to it. I think I just took a step back from that stuff to actually focus on developing as the songwriting and stuff, like.
Yeah.
But now that's done, like, I'm in the flow for that. Like, I just keep writing tunes. Right. So I don't know. Yeah, just have to. And it's about what I was saying earlier about. You know, it's about growing, like, just growing whatever way, like, with your art and stuff, like. Yeah. Have a vision for the whole thing, like.
What would be your process of writing? Do do you go into a song with having the beat first, and then like start writing, or do you like come up with a fucking story? Or
Everything, like sometimes I'll be walking down the street, I might be listening to tunes and it'll inspire some other lyrics, and I'll just like write loads of stuff to myself in Messenger.
yeah,
And then sometimes I'll have, like, I really like writing with a pen. Like I have a little notebook there, like so many notebooks, like just full of, and then I'll use about 4% of what's in the notebook, if even, like, but it's like that's, I think that's a good thing too. Like when I was, I'm sure everyone's the same. Like when I started, I write a tune, there's the tune done, I use every bit of it, I wouldn't edit it or anything.
yeah.
And then time goes on, and like now I'm like, Jesus, I write so much and barely use any of it, but that's how to get the best stuff out. Like, and then, but like, yeah, with writing, I do sometimes I'll have a beat, sometimes I might just, I'll often have the notebook in my pocket anyway, and if I'm in a cafe or something, like chilling out, I'll just take it out and just scribble stuff, like. And what I mean, and a way I used to write a lot was, I just think of like some interesting words or a few words, like, and just fill pages of stuff that I can make rhyme with that, like in an interesting way that barely rhymes with it, and try to get way out there and really interesting imagery, and then I make sense of it all after, like. But then what I'm doing now is just like writing train of thought, like poetry stuff, to be honest. I've done that now the last few weeks.
Nice one.
And there's you just get different stuff from different approaches, like.
I think from listening to you though, by like nearly every tune you have, by there's 100% the fucking poetic,
yeah, I'm all about that imagery and like
imagery kind of vibe.
and
to
I
it,
love
by,
the words to sound like really interesting, like even taking away what they're meaning, like there's music to words, like, and like that's what I love, like there's a texture to them, like, do you know what I mean, like,
yeah.
and that's what I'm into, like, it's cool.
Nah, but it's fucking sick, but I fucking love the shit you do, but
That's
they're fucking player, chat. I'm
Nice one,
100% a fan, like, you know what I mean?
Man, you're like, you do some stuff there, man, that is just like, and your performance, man, Jesus, like, I'm just waiting for you, like, you're gonna bust out a classic album on everyone someday there, man, and like, there's that tune, can we talk about the Calibanks one? That's been going around for a couple of years now.
Almost, yeah,
and I was
mate.
like, I genuinely still think it's the best Cork rap song I've ever heard, like.
Thank you very
It
much.
that was another one of those moments where I was like, whoa, blew my mind. Like, I'm not talking shite, like, even if I didn't know you, man, I heard that, it was like, you and Gary are a good team, man.
Yeah, and he's
and I could hear there's that collaborative thing in there. He definitely was advising you to do things.
100%.
You were probably
100%.
like, can you do this with the beat? And you can hear it, like.
Yeah.
Just the same with me and Mankey, like when we work together. Like.
He definitely brings out the best in me when we're working together, alright. And I fucking love doing.
I'm waiting for Calibanks to blow up, man.
I love working with him. Yeah,
you know
but
I mean?
he's after that Bonnie tune is fucking unreal.
Crazy, man.
It's unreal. I'm happy it's out.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see.
The video, man.
I've pretty much seen it, but I can't wait for it to.
Are you in it?
No, I'm not in it.
Ghoulies is in it.
Is he in it?
I think he is.
More is he they're all wearing masks,
Yeah,
and
maybe we shouldn't be releasing the names.
I know, yeah, giving away all the boys.
Yeah, man.
But
another one, man. What I paid to see, like, is Boney and Gary make an album, like, or even a long EP, like.
Yeah,
and then Boney can quit, like.
I know, yeah, he
like,
actually
just
could.
do this. Come on,
actually could.
We all want it, like.
He's
there's no one like him, like. There's nobody ever like Boney the way he raps, and
nah, he has.
He's Boney, like. You know what I mean?
He is
like,
Boney, like,
he's
yeah.
Just the one and only, like.
The one and only Boney.
Yeah,
that should be the name of the EP.
The one and only Boney.
Yeah. But yeah, but because he brought out like the funk, and then like that was it.
Yeah, man.
And then like there's like tunes with Gary, but
and man, even when he battled, man, he was just different to everyone else, like. There's something as well. He can keep things simple in one way, but they're not simple at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very clear, like, for the listener, like, he delivers stuff clearly, like, and effectively, like.
And but that's for why us as writers, like, looking at it, like, it's like, fuck, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, that tune is crazy. They did another one too, didn't they?
Who?
I think they did.
Him and Gary?
I think so.
A Calibanks one?
I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong.
They might have. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I love that Boney on the track, man.
I know, but he's
because I have a tune there.
I'd love to know what the story is with him, because Gary just told me alright that he kind of like he falls out of things.
Yeah.
He likes to kind of do his own thing,
And that's fine.
which is fair enough.
Because
Like,
it's
yeah,
like he's his own person. He's do whatever he wants with his life. Like
mm,
he's probably perfectly happy. Just
100%.
it's a hobby. Like.
100%,
Sure, it's a
yeah.
hobby for us all. Like, but I don't know.
No, because I was asking Gary about trying to get Bonnie to come up for the podcast, but I don't know if he would. Like,
Yeah.
no, I haven't asked him no either.
You'd be surprised, man.
Could ask him alright.
We'd have to get on to his agent.
I know, yeah. That's Gary, like, that's why
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
Gary. But yeah,
cool.
but
It's cool
he
doing
has,
this podcast here, man, isn't it?
yeah, but this is
Inside
nice
my
actually.
room, like basically.
Yeah, we're just inside in Spec's room.
Yeah, it's good.
It's nice, alright. It's nice different vibe to it.
Got my birthday cards up. It was my birthday there
Let
last
more
week.
laid back. Happy birthday, kid.
Thanks, man.
We won't tell the people what age you are.
Yeah, I think I said it already. I'm still young. I look about 22, like, so I'm grand.
You look younger than me, why?
Yeah.
Fuck's
Oh,
sake.
you remember when I found out what age you were? I was like, are you fucking serious?
I know. I look at that older than what I am. No,
But you don't look old either, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
You
I
know,
know.
which is, that's the
I look
perfect way to
older.
be. You look older, but you don't look old, which
I
is
got
the job.
I got barred from an affy at 16 for giving drink to people who were underage. True fucking story.
Oh, that's so good, man.
True story.
That's brilliant, like. That's funny.
Fucking hilarious, but
I love that.
yeah, by Calabanks, by he did a tune with Samir as well.
Oh,
That hasn't been put
oh
out
man,
yet.
Samir or some stuff there. Right? See, my problem here, which is, it's good. I actually think it's good because I'm so productive.
Sorry,
I've no Wi-Fi in my gaff.
This is tasty.
We have no Wi-Fi here, and the data plan I have on my phone is absolutely atrocious. Like,
Oh,
so I only go on the internet in, like, if I'm in a place with internet, I need to check stuff, or I'm in someone else's house, and like I can't sit down and listen to tunes then, like.
Yeah.
So like everyone's uploading stuff, and I can't even listen to it properly. Like, and
Well,
but to be honest, man, overall I think it's a good thing. Like, not being able to go on my phone, man. I just get stuff done, and I realise how sure I have the tune about it on effigies, like what's it called, likes. There was a couple of years ago there, yeah, when I wrote that, like I was pretty much barely on my phone for a few months, and I was like, my head was just so much better. Like,
it's a dodgy thing, man. I'm fucking fully addicted to it. Like,
yeah, man, it's an addiction. Like, any addiction is bad.
it is.
If you then you can have addictions that are good if you can control them. Like, if you're like into like fitness, like, but even that can go overboard too. Like,
Overboard too, why?
but,
Fucking steroids and shit.
yeah, well,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
that's it. That's not good. Like, but you know, you could be addicted to being healthy. Like,
Addicted
but
to being
then
healthy.
like, you know,
Addicted to vegetables.
yeah, boy, that's like me. But I also love chocolate. Like,
Oh,
Oi.
chocolate.
when I
Love
go
chocolate.
shopping, interesting fact, man. Another interesting thing, man. I think it's about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, like this month or next month or something, I went vegetarian. Like, I've been 10 years. Like,
Serious?
yeah, man.
Oh, boy, we talked about this in the last
Yeah.
podcast as well.
Yeah,
man.
man.
How the fuck did you end up being vegetarian?
And this thing, I don't
Why?
talk about it. Like, just, it's funny. Another Irish thing, you're just reminded, our thing like Irish people do that. I'm just, what I used to do. People ask me about it, and I'd be like, kind of apologetic. Like, we're so bad for that, man.
Yeah.
Irish people.
We
Same when I used to rap. When I started rapping, and people, oh, Sean's a rapper. I'd be like, oh yeah.
I don't
No, like,
tell
fuck that.
I don't
Own
tell
it, man.
anyone that
Own
I'm a
it.
rapper.
Own who you are, like, because you're only doing disservice to yourself. But yeah, and then it's like, own it, but don't be a arrogant wanker either. Like, be nice.
Yeah.
But like the vegetarian thing. So I used to never talk about that to anyone, and I don't really go. I would never tell anyone like, oh, you should stop eating meat. I'd never do that. Sure, I know myself, man. I still eat dairy and everything. Like, and I was doing a vegan thing there last 2 years ago for a while, and man, it actually was really good. Like, I'm trying to get back there, but I'm also like, yeah, you know, if you go with me, like, if I go I'm a slow I progress with things I want to achieve in my life or habits I want to get, and they all, if I plant the seed in my mind, it will happen, even if it's 3 years down the road. Like,
Yeah.
the vegetarian thing was one of the only things in my life that went, yeah, I'm vegetarian now, and that was it.
Fuck.
But it's
Fair
far
play to you,
handier
man.
giving up meat than giving up chocolate and cheese and milk, man.
Yeah.
Like,
A bit this Taro. I love Taros, boy. Taros are my killer, boy.
King Crisps, man, they're vegan.
They're vegan.
Yeah,
Are they?
man. That's
Serious?
another thing though. When I started being vegetarian, it was more of an animal welfare thing, and not that it isn't now, like, but I have a lot more interest in like healthy eating and stuff, and and you know, these days, like, so that's more part of it, and it's something I'm just interested in, like, in just, and what I'm at now in life generally is like self betterment, like, and be achieving using more of my potential, like, and things like that, and knowing who I am and what I stand for and stuff, and seeing that through, and trying to be honest with myself, and not like fuck people over, and just try to be the best person I can be, like, for not in the least arrogant way. Like, that's another thing. I bet Irish people, some people listen and go, and maybe that's generalising too, you know, things are changing, like, this is just like spur of the moment thoughts coming out of my head as I talk, like, but
I
like,
like
you know,
this, go on.
yeah, people, that's the thing too, like, and even I get like that. I used to be more like it when I was young, not that I'd say it out loud. You'd hear someone talking like this and you're like, people get uncomfortable and they don't like people because they're confident and things like that, and
That's completely an Irish thing.
And I'm working hard now at, like, don't be a fucking apologetic person, like, and, like, not even in obvious ways, like, just little things, like,
It's like it's like someone being off the drink.
yeah, man,
Who the fuck do you think you are coming off the drink?
yeah, man, it's crazy, like.
Do you know what I mean?
But that's probably a big reason why I wouldn't have said I was vegetarian before, is because I just didn't want to be talking to people about it, because it's another interesting thing, though, man. As much as, do you know, there's the stereotype of vegan people, like, preaching and everything.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of like, I've met very, 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 very few people like that ever, like, in my life, like. And
People
even
who
if
are
I
up their
have,
own
they're
holes about
nowhere
it, like.
near like the stereotype and they probably only talk about it because you bring it up. But, like, it's funny then. It's how we're conditioned to, like, do you know, the people in power, like, this sounds like total. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. Like, it's not even conspiracy theorist. It's just facts. Like, you know, that's just a tiny, tiny, tiny part of that. You know, the masses are controlled because we're divided. Like, political views, race, whatever. There's just crap the whole time. Even if it's boiling down to, like, someone sending out a stereotype that vegan people are asshole, preachy people, and it's like, I see 99% more people just buying into the stereotype. And it's funny, really, people who would be quite progressive and, like, free thinkers, and then, but it just shows how we're suckers for one thing in one way or another. Whether we pick it up off, or there's messages coming at us everywhere. I know it's half waffle here now, but what I'm getting at is, like, people are like, oh, fucking vegans. Like, I was at a party one night, man, and it's up in Dublin. It was, actually, I won't even say who it was, like, and
just in case.
oh, he wasn't even saying anything. It was just other people started talking about it, just a few of us, and there was just this change, like, oh, fucking vegans, like, what are you gonna do? Why would you fucking take fucking supplements? And I was like, whoa, like,
Jesus
what are you
Christ.
so angry about? Like, and what again? Like, nobody in the room, bar me, was vegetarian. I hadn't even said at that point. The lads were just talking, and they got angry, and I was like, what is that about? Like,
Yeah, fucking hell. There's no need for that.
but it's like, and then it's like, but it's something I thought about a lot recently, like, 'cause that stereotype is there, and it's actually, and it's quite a popular thing to make jokes about, like. And at the same time, I couldn't care less. Like, people can do what they wanted. It
Yeah.
is funny, like.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just an
but there's
observation.
jokes and
And
then
I know I'm focusing on the vegan thing now, but even in general, it's not. It could be anything. Like, it could be picking out a type of person and
yeah.
the butt of the joke kind of thing. And often you find with, like, progressive stuff like that, it is. People make jokes about shit like that, and then years later they're like the norm. Like, vegetarianism has never been so big, like, in the world. Like, it's so easy, you know. And another side note, man, this is just habit from a couple of years ago. I eat crap food sometimes, like, but at home, it's one habit I'm proud of. It's how I control myself to some point, because I've a messy personality that way, man. I'll just splash out, like it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, in the last few years, my shopping just happens to be nearly all just, like, plant stuff, like, and plant milking. So I know when I'm home, like, and I like cooking now, like, so I just make myself healthy stuff, and it's satisfying. I'm like, right,
You made a lovely
at
curry
least
there,
I've
fair
done
play.
that, you know. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's some kind of self-control, because then I'll be out in town, like, yeah, give me a fucking multi-pack of Kit Kats there, like, palm oil, shite it all in them, like. But, like, you know what, people are, and another thing, see, I'm sounding like one of these preachy vegetarian people.
Yeah.
But I'm only focusing. I'm not even specifically saying it's really about vegetarianism. I'm about how we do these things. Like, people, I probably do it with things, but I try to be more self-aware. Like, how. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. No, bollocks. Anyway. I don't know, man. I could talk about that stuff all day. I don't know. I'm just another thing. What hit me like the last few years, I'm way more like self-aware. I was dozy, man. I was in school, man. I'd say, but it's like, who was that person? He wasn't even there. Like, there was a light bulb hadn't clicked on in my head or something. And then at some point in my early 20s,
Just didn't know who you were.
It's that,
In a
and it's
way.
like, yeah, definitely. And it's like not even. Yeah, you know, one kind of way to describe it is like, you know, we've these voices in our heads like that. Our brain is just saying stuff, and like I'd say when I was younger, the voices, that's all there was. Like, I was just going along with that, and then at a point you're like, you just start thinking about. I know this sounds like total waffle. Like one big thing that happened, man, that just changed. I just started thinking about things more critically, like, and I used to pray and everything, man, when I was a teenager, before I got to sleep, like, at night, like, I don't know why you did, like,
Yeah.
but I did, like, and then one point, there was just a few things happening. I was like, Jesus, maybe this whole thing isn't completely true. Like, why do I just accept this? Because I was told this for my. I'm not dismissing anything either, like, but I'm definitely like. We'd have things about different religions, like, they can't all be right, you know what I mean? And but it was just, even religion is just how it happened, but the way of thinking
I think
went
it's
through all my life. I was like,
I think
we
it's
just accept
stories.
things, and we're. What's that?
I think that religion is just stories.
Yeah, man. I think they're coming from some place, like, but things are going thousands of years, and people have interests in their organised religions and organisations. Sure, there's nothing to do with spirituality there anymore. They've
No.
been ruined of whatever they did have, like.
It's not sure the Catholic Church is fucking
Yeah.
one of the worst fucking things of them all.
Yeah. Another thing that fucking ruined their. Oh, that's so spiteful. I'm sorry. I know, like, there's lovely
right,
priests there and people who work in the church.
Oh, there
I
is.
know.
Shout
but
out to Father
the
James Maxwell.
organisation,
He
like,
was sound.
They definitely have some part to play when I was talking about Irish people being apologetic. That's from the fucking Catholic Church, and probably from oppression by the British people too. Like, no, that's not British people. The British Empire, different thing.
All the British people.
All the British people who are there now, especially Dizzy Rascal.
Cunts.
Fucking bastard.
Dizzy Rascal is head of the Black and Hands.
Dizzy Rascal, Skepta, they all came over, man. They were like, right, boys,
They all took our cabbage and
up to
potatoes away.
Connacht. Come back when you can rap.
And that's and that is how now most Irish rappers rap with an English accent.
Oh man.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Chase the Queen around the field with dog shit at the end of the
Dog
golf
shit at the
club.
end of a stick. Or the golf club.
Jeez, I saw something there, man. And again, like, I don't really look into things now, but I like this kind of stuff anymore. Like, not that I think it's nonsense or anything, but I saw Kneecap. They must have been playing.
I seen it.
What
I
was
seen
that
it on
about, man?
Facebook, but I have no idea.
I'm sure, like, the
I only
newspaper
saw the
definitely
clip.
twisted what happened, but I was still like, you know, they're young fellas. They
The
probably did.
newspaper? What did you saw it
was
in the
a-
newspaper?
There was they put up a photo of the newspaper, and the headline was like, in brackets, Brits out rappers cause outrage, something. And I was like, what?
Oh
did the-
fuck! I saw
what
the video.
did the lads
do?
do?
Do
Like,
you not see the video at all?
no.
Oh, boy, there was a video. Boy, they were on some news show as well. Boy, and up in the north somewhere, where they were
Jeez,
just talking about them, how they were shouting get the Brits out or something. They showed a clip of the gig and all
Jesus,
of
man.
them actually shouting like mad. Boy,
It's you know.
they're playing in Derry soon.
Yeah, man.
They-
Jesus,
they-
man.
they-
There'd be-
They shared
there'd
another
be
thing the other
people
day.
there, man, who are like, these fuckers now are coming up here. You know, there'll be people going looking for them. Like,
Oh, I know, boy.
it's
It's dodgy, like.
it is that.
Fair fucks to him, though.
I
To be
know.
fair, like, fair fucks to him, boy.
Yeah, I think it's obviously it's a sensitive situation, like, and I still think I'm not informed enough.
No, I'm not either.
I don't know what the fucking story is up there. Like, I was in Belfast there last August. I'd even be worried, no talking about this, I might rub people up the wrong way. I was in Belfast last August playing, like, me and Mankey went up to the Elixir lads, shout out to them, David Gilmore and the gang. But man, I'd been in Northern Ireland since I was a small child, like, and it's so funny, like, 'cause it's like I put it to the back of my mind, like, do you know, we've this story about Irish history, and like, it's so funny how I think I'm quite you know, I don't judge people. I don't jump to conclusions about things. I wasn't going up there. You know, some people we know would probably go up there and go, boy, fucking hell, boy, there'll be Protestant fellas trying to kill me and shit.
Yeah, we'll be
like,
fucked up here, boy.
Yeah, like, and but I was like, you know, it's so funny. I don't think like that. But going up there, I was like, all these things ingrained. It just shows how you're conditioned.
Yeah.
Like, cause let's not beat around the bush. Like when I was a fucking small child in school, people would be making IRA jokes like it was
100%.
Like,
Who didn't have what school didn't have the real IRA written in the Jack store, like?
I know, and you think about it now, and you're like,
it's dodgy, like.
You know, people can have their opinions and stuff, but like, if people's blowing people up and shit, like whatever,
shit gets serious, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, I don't really know enough to talk about it properly. But yeah, I went up to Belfast and I was literally like, it just showed. I was like, what the fuck is this place gonna be like? No, I was clueless, man. I didn't know who was who, like, or because I literally don't know what are things like there now. Like, you know, 30 years ago, fucking, it was a different story. Like, but it's so weird, man. And then it was funny, man, where we stayed. David, we stayed with, like, he was half joking, but he wasn't. Like, it was Dahi was there with me, and we were saying each other's names out loud, Sean and Dahi, and he's like, here lads, don't be saying your names too loud around here. And he was like laughing, but he was like, he's actually not joking. Like,
oh, Jesus
and sure,
Christ.
the lads had Union Jacks out the windows, and there was an orange hall across the way.
Fucking hell.
But it's like, it's different down here, man. We don't have a clue, like.
Yeah, but
and
no, we
like,
have no idea what goes on.
All these people are just like it's grand, lads. Like, you know, shit happened. I know, I'm sure, like, there's so much shit up there. It's not grand, like, but like, it's like we're all just fucking. Everyone is fucking. Again, it's a dividing thing. People are divided. We'll always find something to, like, not like someone else about, or you have something that I want, or you took something from me, or how I see the world is right, or whatever. And usually it's just people being controlled by people above them who have bigger agendas, 100%. Which is why there's wars. It's all bullshit, man.
It is.
People just need to fucking love each other, man. That's the end of it. Like,
we're
anything
living
else is
in
complete bullshit. Like, you can talk all you want about anything, like, you know, politics, and it's a sensitive situation, man. Fucking shit that's happening in Israel and Palestine and stuff, all that stuff. It's all fucking bullshit, man.
It is.
People buy into things, and they people are conditioned from the moment they're born, man, and they're like, no, I stand for this, and that's why it's different. Every war is different. No, it's not, man. It's bullshit.
It's all the same, boy.
Hate is fucking begets hate, man.
People dying for fucking nothing.
Yeah.
That's what it
and
is.
I'm not.
Like,
I know
I
that got sidetracked there. That sounds like I'm talking about Northern Ireland. I'm not.
I know, yeah.
It just got me thinking about something else. But yeah, going up to Derry, you know, in a couple of weeks. So lads, hope you enjoyed my views on your area. We can discuss more when I get up.
You won't be left into Derry.
I'm going to do a live debate with the kneecap lads, and maybe, I don't know.
Oh, right. when I was looking on their Facebook page.
Also, like, I'm obviously not trying to be insensitive when I probably said fuck all. People are like, sure, he's not even saying anything.
I know.
But like, we have to talk about our opinions, man, and we have to be honest. Just like my buddy Liam Neeson was honest, the fucking fool.
100%.
Oh my god.
What did he actually say? What did he actually say? What was his?
You know what happened, right? Like, years ago, 30 years ago, a female friend of his was, like, raped. I don't know, was it in England or was it in America somewhere?
Yeah,
and,
I know that. I know that part.
and he was like, who the fuck was it? Oh, what colour was he? Black man. Okay. He was going out, like, literally, he was just going around black areas looking for just a random guy to start on him so he could beat the shit out of him or kill him or whatever.
Really? Fuck.
And like, and it was just fucking, yeah, you're like, I was just like, Liam, man, stop talking. Like, he did an interview,
Christ,
like, talking about it more, and you're like, Liam, you're just digging yourself.
Stop it, man.
And what's funny, like, is, like, he was being totally sincere. He was like, I was shocked that when I came to realization, I was like, what is wrong with me? Like,
yeah.
And like, we can't just imagine that people don't have those thoughts, or they didn't have those thoughts. Like, people did. Like, again, people are fucking conditioned.
100%.
But it's like being self-aware. Then at some point, you're not a fucking sheep. You're your own person. It's all coming back to the same thing. But yeah, he basically said that, and you're like, Jesus, Liam, man, shut up. But like, the headlines had it.
Oh yeah.
Liam Neeson openly admitted that he went looking for a random black man to kill. And you're like, oh. And America, man, the way they're going to take that shit now, like, things over there are
they're bad enough now,
like race relations, like, and whatever, however buttered up it is by like, Hollywood is all diverse and shit, man. America's a fucked up country, like.
It's a fucked up country. They're warped by their
It's
fucking
like it's like psychotic fucking. It's like a fucking show you'd see on Adult Swim with Trump as a fucking president.
It
It's like the most
actually is,
wacky
like-
crap I ever saw. Like,
It's the best reality TV show ever made.
man, the world is a dark place. You just think about you know, everything we talk about here. Like, you know, Ireland was, you know, whatever, the British Empire were under control. Whatever, that's Ireland. America, they've wiped out the natives in North and South America for the most part, took their land, brought a lot of slaves over. Europe is the same, like lots of European countries fucked up Africa.
Yeah.
It's fucking, that's the way the world is, and it's still
Britain
fucking
by
same,
Britain
man. They're just going
colonised
in.
half the fucking world.
Yeah, man. And now what's happening is fucking, you're going into the Middle East because they want oil, basically, and they're just,
I know, yeah, all for a bit of fucking eye, like.
and they're sending young Yanks over and they're getting fucking killed because they have outrageous. To live in America, man, it's fucking crazy expensive.
In another few years, they won't even need oil because everything will be electric.
I don't know, man, and that's the problem too. Like, it should all be electric now.
Yeah, I know.
But people want
It's
to make
going
money.
to get to that stage, though.
I hope so.
So
Well, the
what
problem
the-
is, like,
The oil will run out eventually, like.
I'm like, how is it still going, man? How are we flying planes around the world every day?
No fucking.
Where's all the oil coming from? Like,
I'd love to know, about. Look at all the cars,
Man.
but you can hear all the cars outside, but where, like.
our whole like society depends on this stuff. Like, everything would just shut down, man. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, people would just start killing each other, like, and
Yeah.
eating each other, and like,
I know. It will, like.
we're animals, like, and going on about that conditioning thing again, like, conditions change, man. You're not going to die, like, you're going to survive.
You adapt, like.
Yeah. As an interesting thing I heard as well. Do you know there's the line, survival of the fittest, and they say Charles Darwin said that. He didn't say that. And someone else must have said it, I don't know. What he said, was. So people are like, it's survival of the fittest, like, we're the strong ones, we kill animals, and I sound like I'm going on. I didn't mean to go on the vegan thing there, but that's what it sounds like. No, but you know what, that thing, like,
Yeah.
survival of the fittest, like, which ties into like racism and you know, people can apply that to anything, like, but it's actually survival of the adaptable, man. Humans
It
weren't
is,
the strongest animals. We're the most adaptable. Like, we mightn't even be the smartest in a lot of ways. We're not at all. Look what we're doing. We're just talking about it. Like,
Exactly. Throw a line
we're
into
killing
the
the
snow and
place
see
we
how
live
far
in.
it
We're not
gets.
going to survive, like,
I mean,
but we're the most adaptable.
yeah.
But right now we're not, because we're fucking making shit of everything.
Soon
And
it'll be
we're-
fucking AI, but will be the.
Because we're sitting around being wasters, rapping and doing podcasts.
Exactly. Look at us. We're sitting in a room for the last 2 hours just fucking talking into microphones, like.
Yeah, man.
Fuck's sake.
But it recorded this time anyway. So
But it did record this
So
time,
we've-
so we
we've
can
already
actually put it
progressed
out.
it, yeah.
100%. We've actually done stuff this time, which is grand.
we must boot up to the airport shortly to collect someone.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Good, man.
is.
How long were
we
we
will,
on? I don't know. Good while.
I have no idea.
So
2,000
if you've any
2,389 bars.
the views expressed here are completely those of the individuals talking and do not represent the outlook of the Switch X podcast as a organisation or brand. If you have
Thank
any
you.
queries or found any of these issues distressing, please call Speculativ Fiktion help hotline. Myself or my assistant Cam the Ghoulies will be there to talk to you.
Poor old Paul.
Man,
Do
you
wanna-
haven't had him on this, have you?
No, not yet.
He's going to be the best one, man.
Not yet.
He'll be
Yeah,
the
but
best of all.
okay, I need to get him on. I was talking to him there during the week. I have Langer Lass is going to be on it soon
Oh,
enough.
that'd be class.
Yeah, he was supposed to be on a Sunday, but he had a hurling match, so he couldn't do
I
it.
thought I said he had a horn. I was like, what?
He had a horn.
He had a serious horn, man.
He had a serious horn. He texted
He
me that
took some,
morning and was like, nah, I have a serious horn.
What's that? What did he take again?
Viagra.
Viagra, boy, yeah.
Uh,
He took the wrong dosage, man. He was like, bye,
say so.
can't fit up the door.
Definitely what happened. He was lying to me about the
He had a
horn match.
horn.
He had a horn.
He had a huge horn.
He had a huge horn. Do you know my granddad talks like that as well? Do you know, he no worm. He doesn't say a worm. He is worm.
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 Oh, man.
Go get the worms.
That's the best one. Come here, up Mayfield.
Yeah.
Here, heave the middle yard. Is that yours? No, that's his middle yard.
He's
Come here. Do you hear that song? No, give us a listen to it.
Anthem.
Like, where in the name of God did that come from?
I have no idea, man. I have no fucking
I love
idea,
Cork, man. I love it.
It's the
love
best.
Cork.
We
Anthem.
we have the most fun accent. Us
Man,
in Limerick have the
He
most fun
thought he
accent.
owned the place.
He wanted to.
I love it. Yeah, Limerick have a funny old accent.
Or Jew, where'd you go?
Where'd you go?
Where'd you go? Yeah, nah, Cork and Limerick have the most fun accents.
Yeah, Limerick. I love the Limerick. You know, the kind of one that's like, yeah, I'm trying to think of something they could say. You know, I remember there was an old, it was Paul Gooley showed me an interview with these kids, like primary school or like, probably kids in like 5th and 6th class, talking about old legends, like Irish legends, and they were Limerick kids. There was one lad the size of man, and he just had huge rings on. And then the Banashee would come out then, and and he was talking about. And if you saw the Banashee, jeez, you knew someone was going to die.
The Banashee.
The Banashee.
It's fucking brilliant, boy.
Ireland,
Fucking
man. There's
brilliant.
nowhere like Ireland.
There's not. We're such a small little country, but we're so different than fucking. I don't know about you. Just like Mayfield, we talk about Mayfield. Yeah, Mayfield's only like 20 minutes away, but it's if you're talking to people, it sounds completely different to the people that live here, that we're where we are now.
Interesting as well. Someone was talking to me yesterday about someone who was from I don't know where she's from, Tipperary or somewhere, but she was saying about accents. Like, she's like, you don't really have much of an accent, like. And I was like, I know, it's weird, like. And she's like, then like there was someone else, she's like, listen to his accent, like, you know. But I was like, I don't know where that came from. I remember when I was a teenager, man, we'd be out drinking, and, you know, and he's out in passage. Like, what do you think I was talking like when I lived in the passage? I remember a few years ago, man, I was just sitting there one day and I was like, Jesus, do I sound posh? I was like, where did this come from? Like, I think it's toned down again, no. And I was like, yeah, I think I was trying to record raps one day, and I was like, what the hell what happened to my accent, like? And then I don't know, but it's kind of, I don't know. Another thing again, like, it's like that's another different form of conditioning. Like when you're a kid and you're trying to be cool, and they're, oh, I have to talk like I'm kind of hard, and
that happens.
And I'm into fighting, and we need to get that out of people. Like,
I just put on voice.
You know what? It's like, I do too, man. It's funny.
I
like,
love putting on a voice. No matter what. I'm not even too sure what I do sound like in real life.
I know, yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Do you wanna call it quits, or cause
yeah, boy.
It's hitting 6 there now. Spec by.
That was a good one.
I was gonna say Legend for coming on, but Legend for inviting me out.
We'll man, you know what you need to do at some point is to bring a few people on, like, back on, and have a big discussion. Like, we should have
like a lot of people
podcast slash party thing, like.
Oh,
just set up like 6 or 7 weeks, have around the table. We'll have a few drinks and a bit of munch.
Oh, I like that. I like
we'll film it.
Talk
get
about
a few GoPros.
Do like movie reviews or something.
Yeah, man.
That would be fucking cool. That's an idea.
Yeah,
fuck.
Boy, that'll be class.
Let's do it.
We'll film it somewhere with class as well. Like.
Yeah. Do it under the Switch X podcast. Fucking Tom.
Yeah, man. That'd be good.
That'd be sick, alright.
We'd have some crack doing that, man.
Could you imagine, boy?
Yeah.
That's definitely something for the books anyway.
Yeah, boy. Self-promotion. If anybody's up in Derry, I'm going to be up there. I think it's the 26th. I'll be in I think I can say that I'm going to be in Limerick next month. 17 maybe? I don't know. And maybe I'll see you in Dublin the end of this month, maybe. And also I'll be in Cork next month in the roundie. I can't remember any of the dates. And hopefully I'll be in Tralee in the next couple of months. That'll be a good old crack. So I just gotta make it happen. But anyway, yeah, kind of a tour. And I'll probably have a new single out there by the end of this month. But I'm not. I was mad to get the next project out, but I'm like, nah, it's gonna come. Like, but I'm gonna bring out an old single anyway, and do a little video for it.
And we have to do a Renaissance single.
Yeah, man.
We have to do something.
The Renaissance is dead, man. Now we're in the post.
Is it Renaissance
Cork
gone?
Post Renaissance. I don't know.
Alright, nice one, Spec.
Nice one.
We'll do this again. This again.
Sound.
Go on. Nice one, boys.